Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live show on the channel. And hopefully I don't drift off and almost fall asleep in this live show, because I tell you what, yesterday's live show was not my best show. I almost deleted it and I was like, you know what, we'll just keep it up there for people that do want to watch yesterday's live show. But today's live show, there is actually quite a lot to talk about, guys. Ten Hag, oh my god, Ten Hag, guys. Let me tell you something about Erik Ten Hag. He wants this job. Erik Ten Hag is begging for the Manchester United job. And Manchester United are so desperate on Poch, because Poch is the yes man. Poch is the Glazers' vision. But Poch is like, yeah, cool, well, I'd like the job. Yeah. Ten Hag is begging for that job. And I tell you what, United are in a position where if they don't get Ten Hag, they've got no excuses. None at all. We will get into the Ten Hag news, guys. It's super exciting. We are going to talk about the Super League, Manchester United rejoining the European Super League. What does that mean? What's going to change? The update to the UCL, the Super League announcement that is due tomorrow. What is the situation with that? We're going to be talking about that. JADON Sancho's made some comments. There's some news that's come out about players not wanting Maguire. More dressing room leaks at Dressing Room League FC. Lots and lots of stories to get into as well. We'll talk about some Cavani news. We'll talk about some transfer news. We'll talk about some more leaks coming out. And also, I think the last 15 minutes of this video, I might do a Q&A. So we'll do 45 minutes of rambling about Manchester United. Then I'll do a cheeky Q&A. So if you've got any questions for me, I mean, football-related, Man United related, I'm assuming, but it doesn't have to be. If you're dying to ask me something, we can boom into that. And Steve said he's heard about the Super League and he doesn't agree with it. It should stay away. And I do agree with that, Steve. The Super League should stay away. Smash your like if you're anti-Super League. Smash your like if you're anti-money ruining football. Glazers, get out our club. Smash your like if you're anti-Glazers. I tell you what, because Abramovich is gone. Cool, whatever. But the Glazers, you can fuck right off with them. Because someone said this to me. Yeah. And they're like, are the US innocent? Like, let's be like, we basically, Putin, like, I know, politics, I know. We're not going to talk too much about politics. Don't worry. I'm just so desperate to get the Glazers gone that I'm trying to make a point. I'll do anything to get the Glazers gone. But Putin basically threatened to do nukes, and that's why we've been anti-Russia, all right? Obviously, we're never going to be anti-America in England because they're like our friends and, you know, but America did actually drop a nuke. Like, America, the only country that actually dropped a nuke. So surely America's evil. So we can get rid of the Glazers. I am taking a piss a bit there. But, like, America aren't perfect, you know. Russia aren't perfect. America aren't perfect. Well, you know what? We should get rid of the Glazers. We should. I'll do anything to get rid of the Glazers. So I am playing around there as well. Alice in the blue top. I am in my Man City top for the Man City game at the... You know what? It is really ironic that I'm always wearing a blue top when we play Man City when it's Man City week, and I generally don't do it on purpose. I've actually brought a Varane Manchester United shirt. I've actually just gone and brought a Varane Man United shirt. So if it comes in time for the derby, I'll wear a Manchester United shirt for the derby. Glazers suck. Get them out, says John. And John, you are speaking facts. Smash your like if you agree with John. Dave says Chelsea are finished. Guys, I haven't really read up too much on the Chelsea situation. I've been so busy the last 3-4 days. I've had so much to do that I haven't really looked into the Abramovich-Chelsea situation, how it's going to affect them long term. Like, obviously, I can assume what's going to happen and I know a bit about it, but I don't know the stats, I don't know the facts, I don't know the figures. But I was going to do a second channel video on it, but I just didn't have the time. What is your thoughts about Chelsea? I know it's a Man United thing. What is your thoughts about Chelsea right now? Do you think this Abramovich going is going to fuck Chelsea over? Because you know what? It'd be funny if it did. But you know what? You know, the Saudi owners at Newcastle, they're shit. Man City owners are shit. Can we try and get them out now so we can see the downfall of Man City as well? Absolutely love that. Look, I want our owners out. But I tell you what, I want Man City's owners out. And you know what? I have to shut up a little bit because... You know, I've seen a lot of people going, oh, Man City's owners, Newcastle's owners, so bad for human rights, so bad for all of this. Let's get them out. And as much as I want Man City's owner out, as much as I want Newcastle's owners out, and as much as I don't like Newcastle or Man City's owners, let's not pretend we wouldn't take them in a heartbeat at Man United. You know, all the Man United fans who are going all politically correct, saying that Man City and Newcastle's owners need to go. Let's be honest. If they could come to Manchester United, if the Saudis would have taken over Manchester United, let's be honest, we wouldn't be saying that. We wouldn't. That is a fact, though. And all of that. The Glazers should be in Norway with Ollie, says Gaz. And Chelsea are not finished, but probably won't sack managers as fast, says Steve. And John says, yeah, we Americans are not perfect, but I can't stand the Glazers and the freaking money antics. I agree with you, yeah. And love to see fans boycott. That's the way to get them out. You know what? The closest we've ever been, to getting those dirty, skanky Glazers out of our club was the original Super League with that protest. And there's a couple idiots at the protest that went violent and made us look like hooligans and all of that. But the majority of the Man United protest was good. And I tell you what, I looked at not City's protest. I looked at Chelsea's protest. City don't have enough fans to do a protest, but I looked at Chelsea's protest. I looked at Arsenal's protest. I looked at all the other protests, and then you look at the Man United protest, and our protest was 10-20 times bigger than all the other protests. And I was like, but honestly, if we join the Super League, bring it back, get them Glazers out. Now, to be fair, I could sit here and I could do a rant about the Super League, and I could go all Gary Neville and I could go all political. I could, but I won't, because I fucking hate politics and all of that. And I probably will now. Now I've just said that. But so the situation is the Super. So I get into the Super League stuff. Then we'll get into the Ten Hag stuff. Guys, we'll do Super League, we'll do Ten Hag, we'll do the Harry Maguire and the leak story, we'll do a cheeky Q&A, and we'll just see what comes up in today's video. But so basically the Super League, right? We all know what the Super League is. We all know that the outrage of the Super League. I don't need to go back. That was like a year ago. We all know. Did do videos on that a year ago though. But basically, it sort of came out by, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of the source, but it's come out by loads of sources that the Super League project will be announced today, and the 10 clubs who would be involved in the Super League project are Real Madrid, Manchester City, Manchester United, Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool and Chelsea, who are set to announce it today. GIFN said that the European Super League is set to announce changes to the competition's format, with it set to become an open competition with no permanent members. And what the Super League have done is, the reason there was such outrage about the Super League was a little bit about the permanent members, because, the fact that the original Super League was meant to be like, if you're Man United, you're a founding member, you don't get relegated or promoted. And that sparked an outrage. And the fact that is, if there was a Super League where Man United could never get relegated or promoted in it, the Glazers would have nothing to spend for. If we were forever going to be in the Super League, the Glazers spend money for top four for that Champions League money. But imagine if we were going to get Champions League football no matter what. We'd be finishing 20th in the Premier League. Glazers wouldn't care. So they basically updated the Super League. So, you have to finish in a certain position to be in the Super League. Clubs can leave. Clubs can join the Super Leagues. Let's be honest. They said that the thing with the new Super League is it would force teams to add up to 10 matches to their schedule, so they might have to play up to 70 matches in just one season, which is absolutely crazy. These players are not robots, which would mean players would need thicker squads. And the Super League obviously has eliminated the concept of permanent members, and it's now an open league, and they are sending the documents to the European Union. The Telegraph said that they don't believe the English teams will join the Super League, and I will say there won't be a Super League without the Prem. Because the Prem is look, if there's a Super League right now, it's the fucking Prem. Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Spurs, you know what I mean? The Super League reliantly depends on the Premier League. It does, because that's 6 of the 10 members of the Premier League. And I think, this Super League, this is the idea. They're serious about making it happen. These rich owners want the Super League to happen. They're so serious about making it happen that they've tried to eliminate the most controversial thing, which is permanent members, to make the Super League happen. They're very desperate to make the Super League happen. And what I will say is, if the Premier League teams decide to join the Super League, it will likely happen, I think. If the Premier League teams don't decide to join the Super League, it's going to collapse. The problem is, the Glazers will join the Super League. Let's be honest. Abramovich might not, Sheikh Mansour might not, because they care about their clubs. The Glazers would join the Super League in a fucking heartbeat. They were the bloody ringleaders behind it. Florentino Perez, Ed Woodward and the Glazers were the ringleaders behind the thing. There was reports saying Man United would be reluctant to join the Super League. I've read that report. I was like, that's BS. This club would join that Super League in a heartbeat. But we've got to hope the other Premier League clubs would be strong not to join it. And also, as well, if we do join it, have a little bit of a protest and all that. But the reason I'm not going to be too negative about the Super League is because a lot of people are forgetting, and I might get this. Shall I get this graphic up on the screen? Let me get the scrap up and soon. But a lot of people are forgetting, you know, the Champions League has changed its format. The Champions League has completely changed its format, and I'm going to get this up on my screen because I think you guys will want to see this, all right? And I will get into some live chats in a sec. I know I'm blubbering on a bit. Is that all right? You can see that. I hope you can see that. But the Champions League, you know, I could rant about the Super League all I want, but let's not pretend the Champions League's perfect. Let's not pretend UEFA's perfect. Let's not pretend FIFA's perfect. They all care about money. They all don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't give a fuck about the players. They care about their pockets only. That is just absolute facts. And UEFA confirmed the new Champions League format for the 24-25 season, which is 2 seasons away. We've got the 23 season, so there's this Champions League, the next Champions League that Man United probably won't be in because we're not going to get top 4, you know. So this is potentially Manchester United's last year in the traditional Champions League. Because if we're not in the Champions League in the 2022-2023 season, and if we don't make it in for the 23-24 season, then we go into the new Champions League format, which is up on my screen, which is the 24-25 season, which is 36 teams would be included, so that's up from 32, so 4 more teams get in. Now I'd assume they would make it top 5 in England, top 5 in Germany, top 5 in Italy, and top 5 in Spain. I would assume. You don't know. And the group stages will be replaced by one big league table instead. And each team plays 10 games in the first phase, 5 home and 5 away, which would be, you know, 4 more than original. And then the top 8 sides in the league would qualify automatically for the knockout stage. And then the teams finishing 9th to 24 would obviously do some playoffs to see if they can get into the last 16. Now, look, we could go on about the Super League, but do you guys look at this on your screen and go, oh, I like this? Do you guys, this is the Champions League, this is happening. The Super League, they're trying to make the Super League happen, but we aren't letting the Super League happen. This here on my screen, the new Champions League in 2024, 2 seasons, this is happening. What is your thoughts on this? Because right now, I'm going to be honest with you, the new Super League sounds more appealing than the bloody new Champions League rules. Because it's just another Super League, but because it's the Champions League and it's already established, they can almost get away with it, I feel like. Like almost, oh yeah, we can do this. Now, you know, Daryl says Super League out. Steve says yes to Super League. Jensen says Glazers out. Daryl says Glazers out. Smash your like if you Glazers out, by the way. Smash your like if you don't like the Glazers and all of that. And let me know your thoughts on this new Champions League format, because I don't like this. I don't like this format one bit. We've got to play a shit ton more games, which is not fair on the players, which means a deeper squad is needed. There's more injuries, there's more risk. All right. Teams are going to be flying back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. All right. That's not the biggest issue. But it's just like, I don't know if you're like me, but I like a bit of tradition. Like a little bit of tradition in football. Now, this sounds weird. Like, I love the Spurs Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur have the nicest stadium in the Premier League. But my 2 favourite stadiums are obviously Old Trafford, because I'm biased. And I do really like Villa Park because it's got that old school football tradition. You know, I'm quite traditional. I don't like things changing. And I like football how it is. I like the Champions League format how it is. I don't really want to see it changed. You know, you can change things for the better. But when I look at this, I think, you know what? This don't look better to me. Do those rules look better to you? Because they don't look better to me, if I'm going to be honest with you. Not one bit. And look, I do like the Champions. I do like traditional stuff. I want the Champions League how it is. I want, you know, I'm so traditional that I want Man City gone so it can be an Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea top 4. I miss the Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea top 4. I miss the Barclays days in the Premier League. And I think football, it's just becoming so modern, and obviously you got modern and you know what I mean, but when I say so modern, I mean so driven by money. That's a better word. Alice as well. Daryl says he can't see the rules. Can you see the rules okay on your screen or not? I can make it bigger. That makes it a little bit bigger, doesn't it, as well? Sam says that he's happy about the Super League. Now they have a promotion and a relegation, and we need it because it's quite boring. City winning the Prem every year, but if City win the title, they're going to win the Super League, says Sam. And that's interesting. And look, I'm against the Super League. I am, but I'm also against the new Champions League format. I do like I'm not going to say I like. I prefer the new Super League format because teams could get relegated and promoted. And this new Champions League format that will happen, the Super League, we don't know if that will happen. They're trying to make it happen. This on my screen will happen, and I don't like this on my screen. If I'm going to be honest, I don't like this on my screen one bit, and I don't want to see this. If I'm going to be honest. Guys, smash your like if your Glazers out, by the way. Smash your like if your Super League out. And also, if you're watching right now and you are not subscribed to Alice Talks Football, what are you doing? You just click that red subscribe button, yeah? And you go, yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to Alice because she wants to hit 30,000 subscribers and she's so close and so far and so close and so far and so close and so far. I love Paul. Paul's just commented fuck the Super League, and that is a move, Paul. Smash your like if you agree with Paul there saying fuck the Super League. But I've got a good point to make. I've got a good point to make, okay? All right, I'm going to get it up. Can you guys hear me right? Is the quality all right? So I believe I've nabbed a tweet off someone. I'm going to credit this person. It's the United Muppeteers. Just have to double check who it was. And the United Muppeteers, they did a thread addressing the Super League. And basically, they got pictures up of footballers' wages. You know, Messi makes over 60 million euros a year. Now, we've got to remember, not that long ago, well, PSG are preparing to give Mbappe a new contract to him stay. PSG is so desperate to make Kylian Mbappe stay that they are willing to give him basically £200 million a year in salary. On top of sponsorships, on top of endorsements, on top of social media, 200 million a year in salary is what PSG are generally willing to give Kylian Mbappe. Like, that is crazy. And, you know, Messi and Ronaldo get 50, 60 odd mil. And first of all, you know, the United Muppeteers put on Twitter, you know, they said that the Super League initial proposal was horrible. But the United Muppeteers said they say it back then and they'll say it again. This whole stuff, this crap in football, this Super League, this update on the Champions League and football has all come because we haven't put salary caps on. We haven't put team spending caps on. The game is being brought by sports washing, brought by money. It's all being washed away because when PSG are generally willing to give Mbappe 200 million a year in salary, when Man City can go out and spend 300 million every year, when the Saudis can go take over Newcastle and buy the fuck who they want, and there's no regulation really. There's a little bit, but there's no real regulation in football. And even when it is regulated and people like Man City broke the rules, broke financial fair play, they just get some money, get some lawyers. Oh, no, UEFA's going to give them what they want. Coincidence? I think not. We all know that. Football is very, very unfair. It is. And the United Muppeteers had a really good tweet. They go, football has been dominated by money. Rich owners spending a lot of money at the end of the day, giving players ridiculous wages. There's no salary cap like other sports have. There's no cap on how much a team can spend. It's all about money, which has made it so commercial, which has made it business. Business owners want football. If you look at Arsenal, you look at Manchester United, you look at a lot of big football clubs, they're not run by people who want them to succeed. They're run by business owners because it's a way of making a lot of money. And because we've not put any regulation in football, you let the Glazers come in, you get these business people come in, and you let them do what they want. And football has become all about business because we let business people run football clubs. You know, if the Glazers weren't at Manchester United, look, I'm not saying Roman Abramovich is perfect. We all know what's going on with Roman Abramovich. He might have funded Putin's thing. It might be something to do with what's going on in Russia. I'm not here to, accuse anyone of anything. But realistically, Roman Abramovich, he's not perfect. But Roman Abramovich, in terms of a football owner, is what you want. Like, personality-wise, off the pitch-wise, politically-wise, no. But in terms of what you want in an owner, in terms of the key attributes, is investing money in the club, loving the club, and making the club better. Roman Abramovich is one of the few owners that I felt generally cares about his football club. 80-90% of owners in football these days think more about money than making the club succeed. And that is because there's no regulations on who can buy football clubs. There's no regulations on spending. There's no regulations on how much money owners put into a football club, which has allowed basically majority of the top rich football owners to be greedy bastards and take money. And because all the owners in football these days, bar 2 or 3, are so driven by money, apart from the Bundesliga owners, hence why none of the Bundesliga teams are in the bloody Super League, bish, bash, bosh, coincidence? I think not. It's so driven by money that this is why things like the Super League are happening, because we've got these idiot owners. And the United Muppeteers said they keep coming back to it in different forms, financial forms and all of this. Where is the anti-Super League energy from the corrupt UEFA and FIFA? And they make a really good point. Super League, we're going to keep saying no to it, but it's going to keep coming back with new ideas. It's going to keep coming back with new forms, new financial reforms. UEFA's changing the you know, the Champions League. They haven't got any of that backlash. And I think, you know, if you look at the Champions League rules on my screen, I think UEFA should be getting a little bit of backlash as well. Guys, quickly, please do smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Keep smashing that like button. Let's go for 200 likes on today's live stream. And also, guys, I am going to say, if you're not subscribed to Alice Talks Football, please go and click that subscribe button right now. I am 30 subscribers away from 30k, and it's really annoying because we've obviously got a long week without football, so it's harder for me to grow. But I am so close to 30k that if there is someone watching right now that's not subscribed and actually goes, you know what, she isn't too annoying, please go drop me a subscribe. Please go drop me a subscribe. It would be really, really appreciated. And smash a like, because we are very close to 30k, and I am going on and on and on and on and on and blabbing and blabbing. But we are going to get into the next topic, guys, and that is Ten Hag. You know, I've done my Super League flag. I've gone on. Let's get into the Erik Ten Hag news, because I tell you what, this is juicy. This is, I tell you what, I've got some, oh, you ready? When I say Ten Hag is begging for the Manchester United job, I am not lying. Maybe the thumbnail might come across a little bit clickbait because I've basically got Ten Hag saying he wants the Manchester United job. But Ten Hag is basically saying he wants the Manchester United job, telling everyone he wants the Man United job without the words physically coming out of his mouth. Leaking stories about him wanting the Man United job to get it round in the media to make people know. Confirming he will leave Ajax at the end of the season. Ten Hag is 100% leaving Ajax at the end of the season. That has been confirmed by Ajax. That has been confirmed by Ten Hag. And all of a sudden, Ten Hag's decided right now to take English lessons. Now, Ten Hag can speak English, but if you're a manager, you want to speak fluent, good English, because you've got to, you know, there's issues in the Man United dressing room. You've got to take control. You know, you've got to, like, you know, Ten Hag is basically saying, I want the Man United job. I'm learning English. You already know I'm not going to be at Ajax next season. You already know I want the job. You already know I'm begging for the job. Man United, how am I not your priority when I'm begging for the job? That's what Ten Hag's basically saying. Because I tell you what, Man United want Poch. Manchester United want Poch. They love Poch. They suck up Poch. United want Poch. Why do United want Poch? Because Poch was a yes man under Levy. Levy didn't give Poch much money, but Poch, with very little budget, very little spending, and a few youth players, made Spurs a consistent top four club. What is the Glazers' vision? What is the Glazers' vision for Manchester United? Winning trophies, backing a manager's success, Premier League or Champions League, or let's just get a manager that will consistently get us top four where we don't have to spend lots of money. Number two is the Glazers' vision at Manchester United. We want a manager that's going to say yes, 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 yes. We want a manager that's proven in the Premier League to get consistent top four without being given lots of money and work with a board like us. Ten Hag, if he comes to Man United, is going to want backing. He's going to want new coaches in. Ten Hag's going to want certain players gone. Ten Hag's going to want to buy a few players. He wants to bring in his coaches, change the whole structure of the club. Because for Ten Hag to work at Manchester United, we need to change the whole structure of this football club. One of the reasons that Ten Hag is a brilliant manager, but one of the reasons Ten Hag is so successful at Ajax is because of the footballing structure at Ajax. Van der Sar, Overmars, the whole CEO, sporting director, owners. You know, Ajax has a system, has a philosophy, and Ten Hag is part of that. You know, it's not a one-man job at Ajax. They all work together collectively. At Manchester United, as a manager, it's a one-man job. You're hung out to dry. And as much as I love Ten Hag, he might, if Manchester United stay the way they are, if Manchester United continue being run and act the same way they are, Ten Hag could struggle at Manchester United in terms of the board will leave him out to try. He won't get the players he wants. They won't sell all the players he don't want. He won't be backed. He'll have player ego problems, okay? Ten Hag could struggle at Manchester United if the board continue acting the way that they've been acting for a while. Whereas Pochettino, he's used to that at Spurs. He wouldn't struggle so much at Manchester United in the sense of not being backed by the board, being a yes man, not getting the players he wants, not having much money, but being able to achieve top four. Ten Hag is a better option than Poch. The problem is, with Poch, we can keep things how they are and just be a club that's focused on spending as little money as possible, but still achieving top four and getting it consistently. Or we can become a club that wants to restructure the club. We're a club that wants to change, restructure, back managers consistently, spend a lot of money for the next 3 seasons, giving the manager what he wants consistently for the next 3 seasons, changing the system, getting rid of £80 million centre-backs, even if it means we make a big financial loss, and working well collectively. Okay. Man United want Poch because the first option is easier. But what's the best option? The second option. Get Ten Hag in, get a good sporting director in. You've got Rangnick in the consultancy role. You've got John Murtagh, who's the main sporting director. Let them all work collectively on the football side. You've got Richard Arnold, who will do the banking and the finance side only. Ed Woodward did a bit of football and a bit of finance. Keep to finance, Arnold. You are Ed Woodward's replacement. Bring someone in to do the footballing side of Arnold's job. Bring Rangnick up. Bring people in, work around Ten Hag. Rangnick already likes Ten Hag. Rangnick's philosophy is more similar to Ten Hag than Poch. We know Ten Hag's Rangnick's first choice. Work around Ten Hag. Bring in the coaches Ten Hag wants. Bring in the players Ten Hag wants. But also, if Ten Hag does not want £80 million Harry Maguire, do not tell him you have to play £80 million Harry Maguire because he costs 80 million. You go, you know what? It's going to be a bit embarrassing, but we're going to sell Maguire for 30 mil, and we're going to be embarrassed. Our egos are going to be ruined, and we're going to have to accept that loss. Think about the manager. Think about what's best for the club. Because our owners think about what's best for them, what's best for their ego, what's best for their pockets. Think about the club. And Ten Hag is the perfect option. But for Ten Hag to be the perfect option, when Ralf Rangnick gets that consultancy role, you've got to give him free range. You've got to make sure Richard Arnold does not touch any of the footballing responsibility of his job and just does the finance. You need to make sure that you back Ten Hag for 3 seasons. Don't do what you did with Ollie. Back him 1 season, don't back him the other season, then half back him the season after. You've got to back him every single season. You've got to give Ten Hag free range of who we buy and who we sell in the transfers. Because then, in 3 years, we could be where City are. We could be where Liverpool are. If we have the coaches, the players, the system and the structure in place. Because you know what? And Goldbridge said this a few days ago. I saw on TikTok. Man United can win a trophy under the Glazers, because we've got top players, we've got a lot of money, but we can only win a trophy under the Glazers if the Glazers change the structure of how they've been running the club to actually let the manager have free range. The problem is, and one of the reasons Manchester United are struggling, is because we tell the manager to play Harry Maguire. That has been leaked, but because Harry Maguire's 80 million, there's this pressure on the manager to make him captain and make him play every game to try and make him seem worth £80 million. If Harry Maguire is not good enough, he's dropped. Lindelof and Varane are our best centre-back pairing. Just because Maguire cost 80 million doesn't mean he can start when he's out of form. Because then we're a team that struggles. We need to completely back the manager. We need to give him what he wants. You know what? And I tell you what, Man United have spoken. We have spoken. And I do look, Man United could be all talk right now. Man United could be all talk. Prav says that we didn't back Mourinho and we wanted the centre back. Gaz says, what does Phelan do? I mean, what does Fletcher do, Gaz, as well? And Darrell says, Ten Hag comes, no stopping us. Yes. If Ten Hag is backed, though. If Ten Hag is backed. And I've literally just forgotten what I was going to say now. But yeah, we need Ten Hag to be backed. That is the thing. 100% backed. And what actually came out? Because Richard Arnold did this talk. Now, Richard Arnold's Ed Woodward's replacement. Richard Arnold did this talk sort of addressing the situations at Manchester United and spoke to us. And Richard Arnold said that Manchester United's new focus is on prioritising trophies like the Premier League and the Champions League. PR, all talk, Glazers don't care. They only care about top 4. But that's what he said. You know what? We'll see if it's all talk or not in the next few seasons, Mr. Arnold. And to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe that's what Mr. Arnold's plan is to win the Champions League. Maybe Richard Arnold's plan is to win the Premier League. But let's be real. The Glazers' plan is right. Top four, fourth. Let's get fourth. All right. So he came out. So Richard Arnold came out with this long talk about how he doesn't want to fail like Woodward. Richard Arnold basically said he doesn't want to fail like Woodward. He's seen how Woodward's made mistakes and he wants to give the footballing side of his job to a professional. We can see that Manchester United are desperate to get Ralf Rangnick in that consultancy role because for me, it is Ten Hag, if not Rangnick. I would rather keep Rangnick than Poch. All right. But Man United are not looking at Rangnick in the slightest as a managerial candidate because United are desperate, absolutely desperate for Ralf Rangnick to go upstairs, which is a positive indication for me. Because I think, when Manchester United first gave Rangnick that consultancy role, I was like, are we just giving Ralf Rangnick the consultancy role to just to make him come? But, the fact that we seem quite serious about getting a manager in May, so we're not with Rangnick next season, says to me it's because we're desperate to have RALF Rangnick in that consultancy role. Richard Arnold is new, okay? Richard Arnold, yes, in theory is another Ed Woodward, he is a banker, but Richard Arnold might be another Ed Woodward, but with new ideas. Richard Arnold is very much like, let's get RALF Rangnick in the consultancy role. Richard Arnold's like, let's get a co-sporting director in. Richard Arnold's like, let's get John Murtagh doing some sporting director stuff, okay? You know, and they've sort of said in their meeting that they want to restructure the way we run, they want to win trophies and all of that. Now, this could all be PR. This could all 100% be PR. It might be the exact same for the next 10 years, and we go another 10 years trophyless, and Richard Arnold is Ed Woodward in disguise. However, if Manchester United are not just saying that to please the fans, if Manchester United are not just saying that for PR, and we are thinking of restructuring the board, brilliant. But if we're thinking of restructuring the board and giving RALF Rangnick a bit of freedom and we get Poch, then that's an absolute lie. And you know what it says to me? If we get Ten Hag, that is because the board have decided to give someone else a choice. Because the board have overruled every single thing that's happened at Manchester United in the last 10 years, which is why we haven't succeeded. If we get Ten Hag, which is RALF Rangnick's first choice, we know Ten Hag is RALF Rangnick's first choice, it says to me, the people higher up in the board will give RALF Rangnick, the sporting director, the footballing people at the club, the overruling choice. If we get Pochettino, it says to me, nothing's going to change at this club. If we get Pochettino, it says to me, someone high up in the board chose Pochettino. The plan for Pochettino is give him the least amount of money as possible while he still gets top 4. So for me, if we get Ten Hag, it means that RALF Rangnick or someone on the footballing side of the board has chose the manager. And that means we're maybe changing the structure of our board. And if we change the structure of our board and if we change how we do things, we can win Premier Leagues, we can win Champions Leagues. Yeah? If we get Poch, it's because someone higher up in the board is still making the decisions, even though we've brought these new people in. And the overriding aim is a yes man, top 4. For me, it is Ten Hag, and we're going in a positive direction. Poch, and we're going in a negative direction. Which, you know, people will probably disagree with me for looking at it that way. But I just think Ten Hag is Rangnick's choice. Ten Hag is the footballing mind's choice. Ten Hag is the fans' choice. Poch is the Glazers' choice. And someone put on Twitter today, and it was tweet of the day, they said, Man United fans absolutely want Ten Hag. Rangnick wants Ten Hag. Ten Hag wants United, so Man United are going to go and get Poch. And someone put that on Twitter, and you know what? They've probably hit the nail on the head. Alice, we need to change your football channel to Alice Super Talks Football, says Vikek. And Francis says we've been too long without silverware, and I agree with you, Francis. Guys, smash a like on this video if you want Man United to win the Champions League. So if you're watching right now and you're not a Man United fan, if you're a Man United fan and you ain't smashed that like button, what is wrong with you? Smash a like if you want us to win the Champions League, because the only silverware we can win this season is the Champions League. Okay, now we do have Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, we do have Mr. Rafael Varane, and we still are very much in our tie with Atletico Madrid. Will we win the Champions League? Very unlikely. But, like Chelsea, we sacked a club legend mid-season, we brought in a German coach, and we drew Atletico Madrid in the round of 16. And that's exactly what Chelsea did when they won the Champions League. So, yeah, Kumaran says that Ten Hag is literally the Dutch Zizou. Prav says Poch might be going to Real Madrid, so they might have no choice but to get Ten Hag. True. However, we have also been linked to Carlo Ancelotti, who was one of the front runners back in the day when Fergie thing. Guys, let me know how you feel about Carlo Ancelotti, because Ronaldo actually got like 200 goals in 100 games under Carlo Ancelotti, or 200 goal contributions in 100 games under Carlo Ancelotti, something like that. Not 200 goals. How would you feel about Carlo Ancelotti? Let me know down below. For me, it is Ten Hag. For me right now, I am so set on Erik Ten Hag that I do not want to hear another name. Like, Ancelotti's a good manager, Poch is a good manager, but I am so Ten Hag focused. Unless it's Pep, unless it's Klopp, unless it's Nagelsmann, I want Ten Hag. That is how I feel about managers. But I don't just want Ten Hag and the board to leave Ten Hag out to dry. I want Ten Hag, I want Ten Hag's coaches, and I want the board to back Ten Hag, which is a big ask. But how do you feel about this? Paul says no to Carlo. I agree with you there, Paul. A lot of people don't really want Ancelotti. And as someone said, as Prav said, they want Ancelotti on a year, which is kind of dumb. Yeah. You know, another short-term manager. You know, if we want someone for the short term, just give RALF RANGNICK another year in the manager's job. And what is also really, really weird, is Erik ten Hag is leaving this summer. Erik ten Hag is leaving Ajax this summer, yet we want a short-term manager for another year. Now, this report came out. Basically, Poch has 2 years left at PSG. Ten Hag has 1 year left. The fact that we want a manager to come in just for 1 season says to me, get Ancelotti for a season, then get Poch. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Ten Hag was available, Ten Hag was begging for us, and we ignored Ten Hag. We got Ancelotti for a year to get us by another season so we could get Poch. I would not even be surprised if Ten Hag was available in the summer and Poch is unavailable in the summer, but we ignore Ten Hag and wait a year to get Poch, because that is our owners. That is our owners. Rebuild FC says, which manager can succeed at Manchester United? And Rebuild, that's a good question. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult to succeed at Manchester United. I think Fergie is the only manager in the world history that can succeed under the Glazers regime unless they change things. Unless we give the manager free range, unless we let the manager do what they want to do, things won't change at Manchester United. And I hate saying that, I hate being Mr. Negative and all of that, but a lot of things you need to be done in terms of the structure of the board and changing that, in that, things to change at Manchester United, if I'm going to be honest with you. Gaz says, Poch outlaw. Yeah, we do not want Poch. And John says, we can do anything as long as the players get out of their own way. Ten Hag #1. Okay, the players need to up their game at Manchester United without a doubt. The players at United need to up their game. The board need to up their game. If we can get the players in, if we can get the players' attitude sorted, and we can back Ten Hag and we can get the coaches that we want in, that will be where we want to be. Derek says, honestly, they're both world-class, but he prefers Ten Hag because he's been the coaching underdog at a club like Ajax with a whole squad of youngsters in the semi-final of the UCL. That speaks volume about him. Exactly. What I love about Ten Hag is, and is my screen being shared. Let's go back to share screen. Let me share my screen again. Let me get this off my screen. That's the Champions League rules for the 2024-25 season. But let me get that off my screen. Let's go to Ajax, okay? Let me Google Ajax for you. They're already won. They're winning already. Look at that. I didn't even know they were playing, but Ajax are 1-0 up. They're winning already. But let's look at the Eredivisie table. Okay, Ajax have scored 71 goals and conceded 7. You hear that? A goal difference of 64. 64 goal difference. You heard that right? 64. That is incredible. All right. Let me zoom in just so you guys can see that a little bit better. This is Ajax. 71 goals scored, 7 goals conceded. Now, if we times 24 by about 3, that's 71. 24, 48. Yeah, it's 72. So, you know, good maths, Alice. Basically, they score 3 goals a game. 3 goals a game they score. That's mad. And then they concede a goal 1 in every 3.5 games. So they go basically they score 3 goals pretty much every game, and then keep about 3 clean sheets, then concede 3 clean sheets, then concede. You know, they've lost 3 games all season. Also, if we look at Ajax's matches, you know, all right, Benfica 2-2, whatever. All right, 5-0. I know we don't really know these clubs, but if we go to the Champions League matches, December, Sporting, they beat them 4-2. Okay, Besiktas 2-1, Dortmund 3-1. Ajax absolutely embarrassed Dortmund 4-0. Ten Hag, you know, 4-0 to Dortmund. Now I know Rangers beat Dortmund, so maybe Dortmund are just shit, but Ten Hag for you. He topped his Champions League group. They've scored. No team has scored more goals in football this season than Ajax. No team has scored more goals in football this season than Ajax. And also, no team has conceded more goals than Ajax, conceded less goals than Ajax. Ajax have conceded the least amount of goals and scored the most out of goals this season. Basically, I know they're in the Eredivisie, but in the whole of world football, basically, or the European football, I don't know about South America, I don't know about the Chinese league, but basically, Ajax have the best goal difference in Europe. That is crazy. That is mad. Like, I want this guy at our club. Like, that is mad. Steve says we are on 112 likes, guys. Guys, let's push for 200 likes. We've got over 150 people watching. We need 88 more likes to hit 200 likes. So if everybody watching can smash that like button, it'd be much appreciated, because we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers and we are 25 subscribers away from 30k. I need 25 more people to go and subscribe to Alice Talks Football for us to hit 30,000 subscribers. So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, I go live pretty much every evening gossiping and talking about Man United. I do about 45 minutes of rambling about Manchester United, followed by a 15-minute Q&A at the end of my live streams where I answer your questions and all of that. If that sounds like your thing, United news, United updates, transfer news, subscribe. I do watch-alongs, I do match reactions, I do match previews. I've also leaked team news in the past. So yeah, subscribe if that sounds like your thing, because I am 25 subscribers away from 30,000. So like, bish bash bosh on that subscribe button as well. Daryl says Anthony is a baller. Anthony is a bloody baller. Anthony the baller has also been linked to Manchester United as well. Let me just look at the Ajax lineup. Should we look at the Ajax lineup, because they're playing right now? Let me zoom out. That's a bit too zoomed in. But Anthony right now, the player who's playing on the right wing for Ajax, has been linked to Manchester United. This Anthony guy here is apparently a player that Manchester United are interested in. Now, Fabrizio Romano's confirmed that Manchester United in the summer will sign a young striker and a CDM. That's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, and one of the names has been Anthony, because realistically, we're not going to get Haaland. So this is the Anthony guy that we've been linked to, obviously playing in the Eredivisie. Let's have a look at his stats. And look, I know, like, he's 22. He's only just turned 22, so he was 21 at the start of the season as well. And he's got 11 goals and 9 assists this season. Obviously, 2 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League, which, you know, for a 22-year-old, 6 goal contributions in the Champions League, that's pretty good. And he is an out-and-out right winger. And it's kind of weird because we've brought Sancho to be our right winger. Yeah, and Sancho's kind of our left winger now because Rashford's gone shit. So weirdly, we need a young striker, we need a young winger, we need a Pogba replacement, and we need a CDM. Now, our defence isn't perfect, but I like Varane, I like Lindelof, I like Delo, I like Wan-Bissaka, I like Shaw, I like Tellez, I like De Gea. I have no problem with anyone in our defence. Yes, it needs improvement. Is it title Champions League winning defence? Not really, unless we get our attack and midfield sorted, then we can carry them through. Okay, but we need a right winger, we need a striker, we need a box-to-box, and we need a CDM. And Anthony is a right winger, he's not a striker, as Proud says. But he is a baller. He is an absolute baller. Now, I'm not going to act like I've seen him play loads. I've only seen him in the Champions League games. I've not watched him play once at the Eredivisie, because I don't watch the Eredivisie, guys. I watch the Champions League, I watch the Premier League, and a little bit of the Championship, and then the occasional, like, Bundesliga game, you know, with that. I won't lie. Someone said Donny would be a good replacement for Pogba if Ten Hag comes in. You're absolutely correct. And I think Donny's looked quite good at Everton as well. Is Donny playing today for Everton, or is he cup tied? Because I know Everton are playing Boreham, or whatever it's called, at 8:15 today. And the lineups are out. Donny is not playing for Everton. I think he is cup tied. Let me look. Yeah, Donny isn't in the Everton. I was just looking at the Everton lineup on my other tab there. So that is Anthony of Ajax, who's been linked to Manchester United. I wonder if they are going to give me some cheeky Ajax statistics. I don't know. I've never actually clicked it. So this is the Ajax players. All right. Actually, let's just go back. Continuing on my Ten Hag thing. Okay. This is what I wanted to get into. I was going thing. Yeah. Daryl said he's cup tied. As well. Someone said, "Wow, you watch a lot of football." I don't watch that. Well, I do, but I don't. I watch every Manchester United game. If guys, smash your like if your Glazers out. Smash your like if you're anti-Super League. Smash your like if you want to win the Champions League. So please, everybody watching, smash your like and all of that. Basically, situation with Manchester United. I've got 2 things to talk about. Sakrish, that's probably not how you say your name. I do apologise. Said that Ahmad would be a good right wing option. I agree, but he needs a little bit more development. I do actually really like Amad Diallo. But obviously, going back to my point, this is Ten Hag's lineup here. Ten Hag plays a 4-3-3. Okay. Onana, Blind, Martinez, we're not going to, you can see the lineup on screen. Ten Hag plays a 4-3-3, which says to me, how would Ten Hag line up Manchester United next season? And someone asked me to do this in the comments, but I didn't last time. So we know off the bat that Ten Hag plays very much a 4-3-3, okay? And I'm trying to think, you know, Ten Hag right now is the most likely manager to come into Manchester United. And Fabrizio Romano has confirmed we will sign a CDM and a young striker and hope to keep the likes of Martial. So I'm going to put an X here now because these are where there's going to be 2 new signings where the X's are. Now we know Varane and Lindelof. I generally think this, unless Maguire starts performing, this is the end of him because realistically, the football Ten Hag plays, he needs mobile centre-backs, he needs to play a high line, he needs centre-backs to have pace. Maguire doesn't. I don't think Ten Hag's going to be that fussed about Maguire. I think that the low suits Ten Hag's style more, but I still think it'll be Shaw. Okay, I think if Ten Hag was manager, this would be his back four. Okay, realistically, we're going to put Donny in there because he plays for Ajax, and we're going to put Bruno in there because Pogba's leaving. Okay, and then we've got Fred and McTominay that are box to boxes. Because you see where that X is. Fred and McTominay are not a CDM. Matic is leaving. Pogba is leaving. This is our squad for next season. And if Ten Hag's manager, which is most likely, for me, you know, it depends on the CDM we get. Now, on the left wing, I think he's going to stick with Jadon Sancho. I think he is because he's Jadon Sancho. He suits Ten Hag's philosophy. But on the right wing, who could it be? Could it be Anthony? Could we get Anthony in from Ajax? You know, could he play Martial on the left wing and Sancho on the right wing and Ronaldo or whoever the striker is up top? Could we sign a right winger? For the sake of this, I'm going to go with Rashi/Elanga because right now, you know, a couple months ago, Rashford's right in there. You know, we could almost go Ahmad as well. I feel like he would give Ahmad a chance. You know, well, we'll say that. Okay, it's the striker. So obviously Ronaldo, okay, / Martial, because basically Cavani's leaving, Greenwood's probably not coming back, and so we want to keep Ronaldo and Martial, and again Matic is going. So basically, our squad next season is going to basically look something like this. And Romano says, we want a striker, we want a CDM. Okay, Romano's basically said we want a striker, we want a CDM. That's what we're going to aim to get. Ten Hag is the most likely. Ten Hag plays a 4-3-3. These are the players that I think suit Ten Hag's system best. Now, if I was to make a guess, I would say Haidara as our CDM. However, I will put Tchouaméni in there because Tchouaméni, for me, is the perfect option. He absolutely is. And someone just commented Tchouaméni in. I think Haidara, however you say his name, is more realistic. And again, honestly, and I'm going to be real, I could not tell you what striker we are going to sign. I could not tell you what striker we're going to sign. Because a lot of the strikers that we've been linked to are almost more like wingers, if you get what I mean. And we've been linked to a lot of young strikers. There's obviously the Isaac guy, there's obviously the Haaland guy. But, you know, they've all been sort of more like wingers. But if I was going to make a guess, now I don't think we're going to get him because Benfica, like they did with a lot of their players, will price him very high. But the striker we've been recently linked to is Nunes, Darwin Nunes, okay? And so if I was going to make an educated guess at how our lineup would look next season, this would be it, you know. And perhaps says Darwin Nunes. Yeah, Darwin Nunes. So should we get Darwin Nunes up? All right, guys. This is actually the guy we've been linked to, okay? Look at this guy. Are you ready? Darwin Nunes. So this season in the Portuguese league, he has 20 goals and 2 assists. In 30 games, he has 25 goals and 2 assists. But if you actually break down the 30 games, Darwin Nunes has started 23 games this season. Okay, 23 games. In 23 games, he has 27 goal contributions at age 22. So he's 22 and he has 27 goal contributions in 23 games. He plays mostly as a centre forward / second striker for Benfica. Now, this is the guy we've been linked to, this Darwin Nunes guy. The question with Darwin Nunes is obviously Benfica, okay? Yeah, you know, it's a player abroad. Yeah, it's the Portuguese player. Yeah, we can get him cheap. No. Benfica got like 100 million for João Felix, got like 60 million for Diaz. Benfica charge a lot of money. People forget this about Benfica. They like to charge. And this is the thing. When we need at least 3 players, we can't be affording to spend 100 million on one position. 50 million on a CDM, 30 million on a Pogba replacement, or maybe Donny to replace Pogba if that's easier. But 50 million on a CDM, 30 million on a right winger, 30 million on a striker, 100 million. We can't be spying 300 million players. And a Darwin Nunes could be 60, 70 million. Now, look, if Tchouaméni is £50 million like quoted, and if Darwin Nunes is £50 million like quoted, bish, bash, bosh, let's get them both in. Brilliant. But I don't feel that would be the case. Perhaps as he has a feeling Ten Hag will give James Garner a chance too. Interesting comment there. And that reminds me, actually, at Benfica, we the Gaten family says rebuild. But that reminds me, guys, the youth at Manchester United, the youth. I've seen... Go back to full screen because you're not bothered about that Darwin Nunes thing here. But I'm going to go back to full screen. But the youth. My youth is yours. I'm not going to start singing, don't worry. We have a lot of good young players. And I've seen a lot on Twitter because obviously United were in the Youth Cup and United did quite well in the Youth Cup. I don't know how many you guys paid attention to the UEFA Youth Cup, but United have been quite successful in the UEFA Youth Cup, although we just got knocked out the Dortmund on penalties, but it was rigged by a referee and we were the better team. Trust me, I watched the game. That game was rigged. But we have a lot of good academy players. We do. Now, we see Elanga breaking through, but let me just name some names for you. Ethan Laird, doing very well at the Championship. James Garner, doing very well at the Championship. Now, I'm a big fan of the Championship. You know what? My favourite league outside the Premier League in football actually is the Championship. Paul says we're getting Wesley Sneijder in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised, Paul, to be fair. My second favourite league is the Championship. Because if I was a Manchester United owner, I'd be trying to get as many of our players out on loan in the Championship. Because although it's not the Premier League, it's a very, very tough league. It's a very, very competitive league. And I think it's a very good league for people to get experience. I'm a big fan of the Championship. I think it's almost the most exciting league to watch because with the Prem, you can't predict, but you have an idea. You know the top 6 clubs. In the Championship, it's harder to predict. I love the Championship now. We've had 2 players that have gone on loan to the Championship and done very, very well. Okay? In Laird and Garner. Now, for me, if I'm going to be honest, I think a manager like Ten Hag, who's proven to get the best out of youth players, could definitely use James Garner, especially if we lose Matic, and then we do get someone like Tchouaméni in. If Tchouaméni gets injured, we're screwed. We'd have another CDM. We'd have to go back to McFred, and a lack of depth. I could see it. But for me, I like Ethan Laird. Now, right now, with Dalot and Wan-Bissaka very up in the air, that situation, Ethan Laird has a chance of breaking in. Ethan Laird, Jimmy Garner, I don't mind if they stay at Manchester United. I think Ten Hag would be the right manager to break them into the Premier League. However, I would say they still need a Premier League loan. Moving away from the players on loan, let's talk about the academy. We've got Elanga, who's breaking through and doing quite well under RANGNICK. And I wasn't 100% sure about Elanga at first. I thought he was a good young player. He is 19. This sounds really bad to say, but we heard, and I don't like bringing it up because of what's happened, but when Greenwood was coming through the academy, we'd hear about Greenwood. We'd be hearing all about him, all his goal-scoring record, and Greenwood sort of hit the ground running at Manchester United, and he was the star boy, and he got this hype that I think Elanga doesn't have. There's certain players that just have that hype, and Elanga quite doesn't have that. And, sometimes you're a bit unsure about Elanga. Is he a good player or not? Now, I think Elanga is a good team player. And I think right now, we've been a team too reliant on individuals. Greenwood was individual FC. Ronaldo is individual FC. Rashford's individual FC. The way Ralf Rangnick wants us to play is team effort, team building. And I like that in Elanga. I do, actually. I know Elanga's really, really grown on me. Because I wasn't sure. It's just like, he's just a kid. He's a young player. I think he needs a loan. Last few games, Elanga's really impressed me. Shola Shatiri, another player. We haven't seen him much under RANGNICK. Really, really impressed me, okay? Amad Diallo, another player. Haven't seen him under RANGNICK. But he's really, really impressed me in his chances at Manchester United. You've got the likes of Zidane, Ball and Charlie Savage that were given a small chance under Ralf Rangnick. But obviously the man himself, Hannibal Mejbri. Hannibal Mejbri is the player we want to see break through next season. The sad thing is, if Manchester United didn't get knocked out the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup so early, I think we would have seen a bit more Hannibal Mejbri, if I'm going to be honest. Hannibal Mejbri, Elanga, Shola Shatiri. Wow. All right. We've got Ethan Laird. We've got James Garner. Well, I've got Dylan Levitt, who I still rate. I know he's gone on a lot of loans. We've got Amad Diallo, decent player as well. Let's also talk about Garnacho. Okay, Charlie McNeil and Garnacho. You also, Joe Hugel's a good player as well. Garnacho has been so good for Manchester United this season. That Leicester game. I've only watched a selective amount of youth games. Only 4 or 5 of our youth games. But that one player that sticks out to me that I didn't know much about Garnacho last year, if I'm going to be honest with you, the one player that stuck out to me in all the youth games I've watched this season is Garnacho. This guy is looking so good. We've also got Charlie McNeil, our record breaker in the academy. Garnacho and McNeil. I want to see one of them given a chance by RALF RANGNICK, because Cavani has no commitment to this club whatsoever. Greenwood is gone, and Martial is on loan at Sevilla and doesn't give a fuck about us, and Ronaldo is 37. Now, I know we can't stick Charlie McNeil in or even Garnacho who's a winger up front and expect them to do something. That is a big ask. But I'd like to see them on the bench. I am fed up. And if you agree with me, if you agree with what I'm about to say, smash a like on the video. I am fed up with seeing two keepers on the Manchester United bench. I am fed up of seeing two goalkeepers on that Manchester United bench. Instead of Tom Heaton and Dean Henderson, let's make it Dean Henderson and Garnacho, or Dean Henderson and Charlie McNeil. Because Charlie McNeil and Garnacho, like Elanga, are academy players that Rangnick has watched and might give them a chance. If Rangnick can give Elanga a chance, I want to see him give Garnacho a chance. I want to see him give McNeil a chance. But they're not even getting on the bench. And that is because some idiot at Manchester United thinks, let's put Heaton and Dean Henderson on the bench. Take one of them off and bring Garnacho on. And if you agree with me, smash a like on the video as well. Prav brought out Alvaro Fernandez too. The fullback we got from Real Madrid, Fernandez, is brilliant. I did a top 5 of United youth players on a TikTok, and he was one of them. Daryl says Elanga is so young. Prav says Elanga is a humble hard worker. I agree, and all of that. And the same comment on the screen for 10 minutes. It's all about new subscribers, says Eunice. I've still got Paul's comment on the screen. I know I've just haven't updated my screen. But guys, as Paul did comment, smash that like button, guys, and also subscribe to Alice Talks Football as well. Pelestri as well. Someone's mentioned Pelestri. I mean, look, if there's a youth player I haven't mentioned, by the way, do let me know. And Garnacho is only 17. He is, isn't he? Because he is so young, isn't he, Garnacho? Garnacho is only 17. I mean, but this guy he looks so good. Like, he looks so good, doesn't he? He just does. I know it sounds mad. I want to see Mejbri. I want to see Garnacho play. Like, those two players, I am hyping. Like, it sounds weird, but Elanga wasn't a player really in the academy where there was much hype around him. Elanga was like, oh, he's a good player. Yeah, Elanga, he's a good player. But like with Garnacho and with Mejbri and these players, there's that little bit of hype around them already, like there was with Greenwood in a sense. And I would absolutely love to see them play as well. People said Bellingham. I would take Bellingham at Manchester United in a heartbeat. I think most people would. You know what's mad, actually? I'm actually going to show you something. All right, I saw it on Twitter, but I can't be asked to search through my Twitter. But let's go back to Chosen 11, guys. Stay tuned for this, okay? United, yeah. Okay, do you know what Ollie's philosophy was? Okay, so remember how Ollie didn't get all the players he wanted, okay? But you remember how we were going to get Bellingham, Sancho that one summer, and we were going to get Haaland, okay? I saw this on Twitter, and I'm going to remake it on my screen because it is right down in my Twitter archives. It'll take me 5 minutes to find. But on my screen was what Ollie wanted versus what Ollie got. Now, remember when Ollie was at Manchester United, how he wanted Bellingham? Do you remember that? Ollie wanted Bellingham and Rice. Okay? We look at Haaland, and he never got them. Let's actually look at what Ollie's ideal Man United 11 would be. And let's be real, like, Rashford was good under Ollie, and Rashford's Ollie's favourite. And you might not agree with this 11, and it's not my 11. But if Ollie got who he wanted in the transfer windows, and actually, Ollie wanted Grealish. Let's not lie. Ollie wanted Grealish 2 seasons ago. Ollie wanted Grealish, Bellingham, and Sancho in the same summer window. Remember? And we got Cavani and Telles. All right? But that is who Ollie wanted. Ollie wanted Haaland and got a Gallo. Ollie wanted, Rice. He didn't get him. We wouldn't give him a CDM. But someone actually put this on Twitter the other day, and I'm trying to recreate it best I can, and it will be Maguire. Ooh. But basically, yeah, look at this. This was the lineup Ollie wanted. This was Ollie's long-term vision. All right, and I'm not saying bring Ollie back. Do not think I'm an Ollie-inner and I'm saying not bring Ollie back. But if the board had backed Ollie, this could be our squad. If the board had consistently backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for all those seasons, this could be our squad. Because obviously the first summer with Ollie and we got Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Dan James. But that January, we got Bruno, but he wanted Haaland. Now remember this: Ollie wanted Haaland. We got Agallo. We could have got Bruno and Haaland in Ollie's first January. Now the following summer, the summer where we failed to get Jadon Sancho and we brought in Cavani and Telles last minute and Donny van der Bench, who did Ollie want that summer? And I remember Romano saying it. Ollie wanted Grealish, Bellingham, and Sancho. Okay? Ollie wanted Fernandes and Haaland in January, and then Ollie in that summer wanted Grealish, Bellingham, and Sancho. He didn't get any of them. Ollie the following summer wanted Rice, Varane, and Sancho, but obviously I take Sancho out of that category because he's last summer signing. If Manchester United on the board actually gave Ollie free Roma transfers, this would be our squad. Now look, some people might not like this squad. It is a little bit Brexit, but I like this squad. I very much like this squad. This is what our Manchester United squad would look like if Ollie was given free roam of transfers. If Ollie could get who he wanted in. Okay? And I think that's a lot better squad than we have right now. Yes, Grealish isn't brilliant at Manchester City, but he is a good player. Okay? Yes, you might not like Wan-Bissaka. Yes, you might not like Maguire. But they're still with us now and they still play now. So, and it just sit to me and go, imagine, and I'm not saying that Ollie was the right manager, like the football we played was shit. But I was like, imagine if we'd backed Ollie and really given Ollie who he wanted. All right? And we had this squad. Would Ollie be playing a better brand of football? Yes, because he'd be playing with the players he wanted. Would we probably be doing a little bit better off? Yeah, sure. Like, this team is better. You know, I think Ollie was half-backed, and someone said Ollie spent 200 million, he was backed. Ollie, in a sense, was backed, but not consistently backed. Ollie was backed for 2 of his 3 seasons, not 3 out of 3. And if Ollie was backed for 3 out of 3 seasons, this is it. And I do look at this and I go, we need to make sure whoever our next manager is, whether it's Poch, whether it's Ten Hag, I don't care who our next manager is, let them build their squad. Do not say to them, no, we're not giving you Sancho, Bellingham and Grealish. Instead, we're going to give you Cavani and Telles and Van der Beek, who you don't want. Don't do that. Actually, give him who he wants. Because I tell you what, I'd like this team. And this is what he wanted. And I think when we bring Ten Hag in, I believe it will be Ten Hag, Poch, Ten Hag, whoever we bring in next, let them build the squad they want. Do not say, no, we're going to give you this player. You know, because you know what? You know how Ollie wanted Varane? I was worried they'll say, no, we'll give you Pau Torres. But they got Varane. And last summer, they backed Ollie. They didn't get Declan Rice, but they got Sancho and they got Varane last summer. But the Man United before last summer would say, yeah, you want Varane, but Botman's cheaper or Pau Torres is cheaper, if you get what I mean. Paul says, let's get to 200 likes, guys. So please do smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Let's see if we can get 200 likes. And Dave SC says he honestly thinks Grealish would have suited us more. I think Grealish suits Man United more than Man City. I agree. I think Grealish would have done better at Man United than Man City, despite us being a worse squad. I do agree with that comment there. Haaland we still need, but we will not get Haaland now. There is not a chance. There is not a chance. Guys, how close are we to 200 likes, by the way? If someone tell me how many likes we are on in the chat, because I have been live for about an hour now, and I did say I would do a Q&A at the end of my video as well. So if you have any questions for me, put them in for the Q&A. I'm just going to get through my last topic, which is the Maguire news, which I've gobbled over an hour to get into the Maguire news, but I'm going to get into Maguire news now. But also I'll do a cheeky Q&A for 10 minutes as well. So any questions you have for me, put them down below. But obviously, guys, we are literally like 20 subscribers away from 30k. Like, we're on 162 likes, 169 likes, 30 likes. Let's just say we're around 30 likes away from 200 likes, and we're around 20 subscribers away from 30k. So I'm just going to throw this out now. If you are watching right now and you are not subscribed to Alice Talks Football, please, please, please go and click that subscribe button. Like, I ask you, I beg you, please click that subscribe button, because I go live basically every evening on this channel, chatting, gossiping, talking crap about Manchester United, giving you news updates, talking about transfer news, talking about managers, talking about matches, talking about reviews, talking about statistics, all right? I do watch-alongs, I do match previews, I do match reactions. If you want daily United content, this is the channel to subscribe to, and we are 20 away from 30k, so do go and subscribe as well. Showcat Khan says, Ten Hag is the best football tactician. If he manages United, the players will improve by 3% and give City and Liverpool a run for their money. Big statement there by Showkat Khan. And Paul says, Alice, you need in merch. Rhythm is a dancer. Anthony Alanga. Oh, you know what, Paul? I should do that. I should make some merch. Rhythm is a dancer. Anthony Alanga. I'm going to go do that actually this week. That's a good idea as well. And by Edison Alvarez for DMs is Daryl. Not too familiar with them, but any comments you have for me, guys, for a potential Q&A, because I'm going to do a cheeky Q&A in about 2 minutes. I'll pop them in the chat as well. But I'm going to get through my last story if I can get it up on my screen. Where is the Maguire story? Where is it? Where is my Maguire? There it is. It's on my screen now. It's on my screen. We are back. So basically, a source called Paul Ballus on Twitter, at Paul Ballus on Twitter, said that Harry Maguire's continued section, this is said by a journalist has said, and look, this could be bullshit, let's be real, it could be leaked reports, it could be bullshit, but when I read this, I don't think it's bullshit because it's what all us fans have been saying. And you know what? The players aren't stupid. If us fans say Maguire should be dropped, he's not been good enough, so of course some of the players are going to think it. And this is why I believe this story. But it's obviously allegedly reports or leaks, all of that. But this has been reported that Harry Maguire's selection by Ralf Rangnick in the starting lineup has been privately questioned by members of the Manchester United squad. Some feel that Harry Maguire is falling short of the standard required to play for Manchester United. The Manchester United players also said that they don't understand sort of why Maguire's in their lineup and don't think he's been playing good enough to get into the Manchester United lineup. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I think they've hit the nail on the head. Because you know what? If I'm Erik Bailly, who's put in 3 or 4 really good performances and then never gets picked, if I'm Victor Lindelof that is playing very, very well at the moment, if I'm Rafael Varane that's playing very, very well at the moment, and you know I'm a better centre back than Maguire anyway, and you see Maguire playing over, you're not going to be happy. Because right now, Phil Jones has been better than Maguire. Lindelof has been a lot better than Maguire, and Bailly is better than Maguire. The player that should be next to Varane should be Lindelof, Jones, Bailly, or Maguire fighting it out. It should not be Maguire and someone else. It should be Varane and someone else. And that someone else who plays next to Varane should be rewarded on form. Not price tag, not favouritism, not captain's armband. It is Varane and someone else. Okay? That is how it should be at Manchester United. And I think the players think that too. The players are frustrated with the favouritism towards Harry Maguire and how he can consistently perform bad and get picked. You know, Ronaldo gets dropped, Bruno gets dropped, Sancho gets dropped, Pogba gets dropped, Varane gets dropped, Luke Shaw gets dropped. Maguire doesn't seem to get dropped. Prav says that Lindelof and Varane should be the partnership. I agree as well. And Stefan, they're starting Phil Jones fan club. And look, right now I'd start Phil Jones over Harry Maguire. And I don't have a Harry Maguire agenda. Like, I think he has been good the last 2 seasons, but I just think with the style of football Ralf Rangnick wants to play, with Ralf Rangnick's philosophy, Harry Maguire does not suit it. Harry Maguire does not suit Ralf Rangnick's football way, Ralf Rangnick's football philosophy, one bit. He should not be starting on form. If Harry Maguire was playing really, really well, cool, he deserves to start. But Harry Maguire isn't playing really, really well, so he does not deserve to start. Guys, I am going to go and do a Q&A. Any questions for me? I'm going to be reading out a load of questions now for the last 10 minutes of this live stream. So any questions for me, put them in the chat. I will be reading them out. What is the latest on the Greenwood? If he's not charged, will he get back to Man United? And honestly, if he's not charged, I guess legally we allow him back to Manchester United, because if they're not guilty, you can't, if they're found not guilty, you have to act like they're not guilty. However, it would get a negative reaction from the fans. And look, with the Mason Greenwood situation, he will go to court. There will be a trial. He'll be found guilty or not guilty, or he might not go to court and they might just chuck some money at it. And if he's found not guilty, we'll talk about that, what's going to happen. If he's found guilty, he'll never play for us again. Harry Maguire is too slow in the defence of a high line. I agree. Alice, if Maguire asked you to marry him, what would you say? I'd say yes for the money. And buying Slabby for 80 million was outrageous. 100% facts. 100% facts. Harry Maguire has the turning circle of the QE2. I have no idea what that comment means, Reese. I'm not gonna. I have no idea what that means. You might have to explain that to me. And Maguire mucks up the whole team. He's just been poor. How long do you reckon it'll take for the investigation to be done? I'd say maybe another month. I'm trying to think, because Benjamin Mendy was arrested in August and he was charged in December, wasn't he? When was Benjamin Mendy charged? So Benjamin Mendy got arrested at the end of August, and I think he got charged in December officially. So that was about 3 months, because it was 4 months. So Greenwood, I'd say probably end of April. I'd probably say we'll hear something April, May. I think we'll hear what happens with Greenwood April, May, if I'm going to be 100% honest, and for the money, brutally honest. Favourite country not in England. I do like Spain. I do really like Spain, to be fair. I haven't been to that many countries, to be fair. Like, I've just been all around Europe. I mean, I'd like to go to Australia. I haven't been, so I'd probably say Spain, because that's my favourite country to visit. Like, if someone said, Alice, you can go on a cheeky holiday for a weekend, where would you go? I'd go Spain. South of Spain as well, if I'm going to be honest. What do you think of Puig? I've not seen much of him, Dave, to be honest. Why are Grealish and Haaland in your team? Oh, if you've just joined the live stream, the reason that Grealish and Haaland is up there is because I was saying, if Ollie was given free range of transfers, this is what our team would look like. So this team on the screen, if you just joined late and you're thinking, why is Grealish and Haaland in this United team? It's because Ollie wanted Grealish and Haaland and Bellingham and Rice, and it was like, if Ollie got free range of transfers, this is what our lineup would look like. Yeah, as well. Do you think Ronaldo will go to PSG? No, but I think if we don't get top 4, we will lose him. I don't know where he will go as well. QET is an ocean liner. I still don't know what the joke means as well. I won't lie. You wear sky blue a lot, you jumping ship? No, but ironically, I always wear blue sort of the week we play Man City, which, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Do you know what kit I brought? I brought the blue kit. I didn't buy the home kit. I brought the blue kit. I won't lie. People probably think I'm a secret City fan. I brought the blue Man United kit. Erik, 10-0 for the job, I agree. People saying Japan's their favourite country. Japan is a cool country. Do you know what's funny is, when people do a list of top 10 countries, Japan is always up there. It's like everyone likes Japan. Would I marry Fred? Yes. Again, for the money. I feel like Fred would be a sweetie. I won't lie. People saying Iceland. Slabby was quite good at the Foxes, but since then the move and regression is amazing. He was good in the first season. Well, he was okay in the first season. I think as well he's just a player that suits the way Leicester plays more than us, because he's more protective. Alice, I've been Singapore and Australia, Christmas 2008. Lucky you. Lucky you. Ronaldo's joined the chat. Big up Ronaldo. Good to know Cristiano Ronaldo is a subscriber of my channel. Big up Ronaldo. Guys, I'm playing around. Obviously, that's not the real Ronaldo. And if it is the real Ronaldo, if you are the real Ronaldo, I actually have a link to my PayPal, down in my description, where you can PayPal me, Ronaldo. And I know you've got a lot of money, so if this is the real Ronaldo watching, just send me a donation. Send me a donation on the cheeky PayPal link in bio and all that. Showcart says, to think Woodward paid 80 million in full for Maguire. No wonder Leicester was laughing all the way to the bank. Good point. Should United go for De Jong CDM? Maybe it's a Pogba replacement, but he's not really a CDM. And why not go wherever United go for pre-season? Good comment. I don't know where we're going for pre-season as well. Do you think Ten Hag will get the job? Yeah and no. Ten Hag is free. He's available. Ten Hag wants the job. Ten Hag's begging for the job. But this is the thing. RANGNICK wants Ten Hag. The fans want Ten Hag. Ten Hag wants Manchester United. By logic, we should get Ten Hag, but the Glazers don't work by logic. The Glazers work by finance. That is the answer to that question. But I think you should. What's your opinion on Sunday? I think we're going to lose, honestly, but I haven't seen Ralf Rangnick play against a big team. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I think we have been playing well. I think we've been dropping points unfairly, and I hope that we go to Manchester City with an approach to win that game rather than park the bus. So, yes, as well. Support City for the money. I'd never support City for the money. I'll tell you that now. And people saying see in the chat. I don't know what that means. Triggered by red pant closet Liverpool fan. Don't know what that comment means. What? Yeah. My opinion on Sunday is not confident. I won't lie. I mean, guys, how are you feeling about Sunday's game? Are you guys confident? Yeah. What is the meaning of life, Alice? That's a weird question. I don't know. I guess everyone that lives dies. So you live knowing you're going to die. So you want to do everything that you want to achieve before you die. Because if you were going to live forever, you've got forever to do things. Whereas you've only got one life for a certain amount of years before you die. So you've only got a certain amount of years to do things. So the meaning of life is to live, do what you want to do before you die. I don't know. So it's an interesting question there as well. And I hope United drop Rashford versus Man City. On current form, Elanga should start over Rashford. I agree, but I think with Rashford, Rashford will start versus Manchester City tomorrow. I do think Rashford will start versus Manchester City tomorrow, and the reason I think Rashford will start tomorrow is because Rashford's good against City. Let's be real, Rashford is normally good against City, and I think we will counter-attack Manchester City. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I expect us to go and try and hit Man City on the break. I think we will go, and I think the aim will be to counter-attack Manchester City. And because we'll be looking to counter-attack Manchester City, Rashford's blistering pace, and I think Rashford will start versus Manchester City. But personally, I think Elanga deserves to start, turns to start, and all of that. They're so unpredictable, they may win, which is a good point. If they, so CRITISM, I think Rashford will score against City. And I didn't mean to say tomorrow. I'm so used to saying tomorrow when I talk about games. Sunday will be the day with the game. Paul is 50-50. You know what? I agree with Paul. You know, I'm very 50-50 about the Manchester United game, if I'm going to be honest with you, because as someone said, United can surprise us. You know, as you said, we are unpredictable, but it's City win all over it. But then we are so unpredictable. We do get results versus City, so I really don't know. And all of that. It's an interesting one. I am the best player. Why didn't I keep the lineup? This is a lineup about who Ollie wanted before last season. This isn't actually my lineup. I should probably get off the screen. It's probably confusing people that's joined, but my hair looks messy, so I don't know if I like the full screen. Don't know if I like the full screen. I've got a question for you guys though, because you guys are asking me questions for my Q&A. Because I did say I would. I've got guys. If you have any questions, put them in. Because I did say the last 10 minutes of this video would be a Q&A. So do put any questions you have for me. But I've got a question for you guys. Okay, one player in the academy. Now I'm not going to include Elanga or Amad Diallo as an academy player, or James Garner or Laird. One player that is currently in the academy playing in the youth games. So no one on loan or not Elanga because he's actually playing. So no loan players or not Elanga. But what if you could give one academy player a start tomorrow? So not tomorrow, a start on Sunday versus Manchester City. Who would you give? Would you give Mejbri go in the midfield? Would you give Garnacho a go up top? Would you, instead of Rashford, would you give Charlie McNeil a go instead of Ronaldo? If you could start one academy player against Manchester City at the weekend, who would you give those minutes to? That is my question for you. Who would you give those minutes to? Mejbri, McNeil, Garnacho. Myself, I'd give it to Garnacho, and I go with Sancho and Garnacho as my wingers versus Manchester City. But if you were going to give an academy player a chance versus Manchester City, which would be a bold thing to do, who would you do? A lot of people say McNeil. Comments for Hannibal as well. Best defender in the world, Harry Maguire, obviously. Harry Maguire. It is a derby, so anything can happen. A lot of people Charlie McNeil. A lot of people do seem to be a big fan. I'm a big fan of Charlie McNeil. Do you know what's crazy is, do you want to know the main reason I love Charlie McNeil? Is because he moved from Man City to Man United. He then scored 4 goals against Man City and kissed the Man United badge. And my respect for Charlie McNeil after that just went up. Like, my respect for Charlie McNeil just went up after that. I absolutely loved how he scored against Man City and he just kissed the United badge. I absolutely bloody loved that, as well. News is coming out that Roman could still keep Chelsea, but I'm not really involved in the Chelsea shit, if I'm being honest. Charlie against his former club, as Paul says. McNeil's a natural goal scorer. And the thing about Charlie McNeil is he did break Greenwood's record. And we are looking to replace Greenwood because I don't think he's going to come back. And Charlie McNeil is the guy breaking the record. So, yeah. I mean, I think, I would give Garnacho. For me, I would give it to Garnacho. But I think Charlie McNeil would be very, very close behind. Guys, please do smash a like on the video, by the way, if you have not already. Another report has come out by Graham Bailey, who is a decent journalist, saying that our interest in Ajax winner Anthony, who we were talking about earlier in the live stream, has increased. Graham Bailey also said that Erik ten Hag has the support of Ralf Rangnick, who feels the Dutchman fits Manchester United's project going forward. Again, another journalist confirming that Ralf Rangnick wants us to get ten Hag over Poch. More stories about the Super League coming out, and apparently Inter Milan have just left the Super League project, which is really interesting because this whole Super League stuff comes out, but apparently Inter are now against the Super League as well, which is interesting. So maybe the Super League will not go ahead. It's also come out by Graham Bailey, a decent journalist, saying that Erik ten Hag is interested in the Manchester United project and is ready to leave Ajax in the summer. It's come out that basically it's come out that he wants the job. It's basically what's come out today is RANGNICK wants Ten Hag, the fans want Ten Hag, and Ten Hag wants Man United. So if Man United don't get Ten Hag, it's shambles. It's just shambles. It came out that Murta is the final choice, so that's it all. Guys, I've got an interesting statistic as well that I do want to get up later on, but I might save that for tomorrow's video as well. Come back for an update. What's the sub figure now? Says L Scale. So how many subs are we on? We are on 29,979 subscribers. We are 21 subscribers off 30k. The problem is when there's no games on, my channel's a bit quieter, and we've had well over a week without games. So I've been so close to 30k for so long now. So if you are watching right now and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Paul says that please come to Manchester United Ten Hag. I agree with you, Paul. There. How long have you supported Man United for? Says Sakaria. Like ever since I've never supported a team before Man United. Like I remember, I think I had my first Man United shirt when I was 4 or 5. I've supported Man United basically my whole life. There was never a team I supported before Manchester United as well. Like I've got pictures of me when I was a baby wearing my Man United kit. Like it just has. So what does UEFA think about the new Super League? Well, UEFA will hate the Super League reboot because it will affect their Champions League, which is their finances. But I don't think the Super League will happen because it's just come out that Inter have dropped about more at it. Someone says talk more EPL, not just United. Well, it's a Man United channel, so I do talk about United, but I talk about like EPL topics. But United is my main focus for this channel, and it will always be our main focus. Graham Bailey did say, that the journalist, that the final decision on Manchester United's next manager is understood to be down to John Murta. Though he's set to lean on his staff's confidence to get the decision right, this includes RANGNICK as well. Paul D, thank you very much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate your donation, Paul D. So big up you for sending in the super sticker. Look, Fred, it's the key to top 4, and that says a lot. And that is worrying, isn't it? That is absolutely worrying. Alexander says Hannibal Mejbri should get his chance. I do really like Hannibal Mejbri. I really, really like Hannibal Mejbri, and I'm a bit disappointed that he hasn't had that much of a chance. I don't know how you guys feel, but I almost feel like Hannibal Mejbri, like when we were drawing with Middlesbrough, I was just like, you know what, like let's just YOLO it and bring Mejbri on. Like let's just YOLO it and give Hannibal Mejbri a chance. And we didn't really give Hannibal Mejbri that chance. But I would like to see Hannibal Mejbri given some minutes, you know, just coming on for 20 minutes. But I guess he's a midfielder, so it's more risky and all of that. Cosmic said that his messages are not appearing. Well, your last message appeared, Cosmic, so they are starting to appear, if that helps as well. And I've got one last thing before I end the video. I agree with this comment. I've got one last thing I want to do before I end the video, and that is the Manchester United and Manchester City combined 11, guys. The Man United and Man City combined 11, okay? I'm going to try and not be biased. So I want your input on this. We're going to build a Manchester United and Manchester City combined 11, and then we're going to end the live stream, okay? So, obviously, we're going off this season, and De Gea has been better than Ederson this season. Let's be real. Let's be real. He has. Maybe I'm biased. I don't care. Now, straight up, João Cancelo is going in at left back. And I don't think Kyle Walker's been that good this season, but either of our right backs. Now, the centre backs, I will give it to Diaz. And I think on current form, it would be Laporte. It would be Laporte on current form, but I'm going to give it to Varane purely because I'm biased. Purely because I'm biased, okay? I'm going to give it to Varane. Rodri walks in there, okay? Kevin De Bruyne walks in there. And I go Bruno over Pogba. Some Pogba FC will hate me, but Bruno's been better than Pogba the last few seasons, okay? Like, he has, okay? Up top is Ronaldo because Man City don't have a striker, let's be real. Right wing, I think Sancho is better than Foden, but again, I'm biased. Okay, left wing, I give it to Sterling. Or Mahrez. I don't know. I'd probably give it to Mahrez. or Bernardo, and actually do it. You know what? I am freaking biased. I won't lie. This would be my Man City, Man United combined 11. This would be mine. Yeah, as Daryl says, Foden hasn't done anything this season. I think Foden is the most overrated player in the Premier League. I do not rate Phil Foden. I rate him. He's a good player. But the way the media talk about Phil Foden, you think he's like the next Ronaldo. And I just think Phil Foden will be a good player, but I don't think he's going to be that world-class player people make him out to be. Like, I just think he's so overhyped because he's just an English white kid and he plays for Manchester City. So, like, no one's anti-City. You know how, like, Liverpool, United and Man United players get slated because we're big clubs? Like, no one gives a fuck about City, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, that's my 11. Someone said don't put De Gea over Ederson. All-round game, Ederson is better. I think Ederson is overrated in my opinion. He lets in so many silly goals and he runs off his line, and Ederson makes so many mistakes as well. Honestly, did you see the Twitter post? Foden at 19, Ronaldo at 19. It's so stupid because, like, let's be real. Ronaldo. Yeah, do you know what? I see City fans going and saying Phil Foden is better than Wayne Rooney, and I'm sitting here thinking, what have I just read? Phil Foden better than Wayne Rooney is what I'm seeing online. I'm thinking, what have I absolutely read? You know, people are getting very carried away with Phil Foden, saying he's better than Ronaldo was at 20, and saying he's better than Wayne Rooney. I mean, he's not done anything. His best goal-scoring season, he's not even hit double figures in a goal-scoring season in the Premier League, and he plays for the team that scores the most goals. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's a talented player. And yes, he has the potential to be a world-class player. But for me, he's just incredibly overrated. I'm not going to lie, like, that's just my opinion. Won't go down well with people. I just think he's overrated. Rooney scored a hat-trick on his UCL debut. Yeah, like, Rooney and Foden aren't even close. Let's be honest. Someone says, but Bruno false 9, and you could bring Pogba in as well. And 1/3 of the population is Man United fans. Well, Man United are the biggest club in the world. I can't remember who said that Foden was bigger than Rooney, but it was some Man City fan on Twitter as well. I love that you acknowledge you're biased. I am a little bit biased. I won't lie. Of course I am. Of course I am. Yeah. It's mad. I love the way you read out my comments with such passion. Well, big up James for commenting in the thing. Darrell says Rooney scores hat-tricks for Everton. Exactly, yeah. Big up everybody for commenting in today's live show. Like, I will, guys. I might be live tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, I will. If there's news, I'll be live tomorrow. If there's news, I'll be live tomorrow. I know RALF RANGNICK is doing a press conference tomorrow, which means there should be news or something interesting said. So it's very, very likely that I will be live tomorrow night. But if I'm not live tomorrow night, there will be a video out on Saturday. So for everybody watching right now, I'm going to wrap up this live stream. So do smash a like. I will likely be live tomorrow. There will be a video out Saturday. And then on Sunday is the Manchester United versus Manchester City watch along. So please do subscribe for live streams, videos, watch alongs, all of that. Bish, bash, bosh. Please do subscribe because I'll probably be live tomorrow. There'll be a video Saturday and then I'll be live on Sunday. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed for watch alongs, match reactions, match preview. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up everybody for contributing in the live chat. Really, really good show today. I wanted, because I'd been slacking on the live streams a little bit lately, I wanted to do a good hour live stream and then a little bit of the Q&A at the end. And then because of me, I got asked one question and I rambled. So the Q&A that was meant to be 15 minutes ended up being half an hour. So yes, I do apologize. But I just want to say big up everybody watching. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe because we are 20 subscribers away from 30k. So hopefully we'll hit 30k tomorrow if all goes to plan. Maybe I'll do a big cheeky TikTok promo for 30k. So hopefully we'll go hit that tomorrow. But yes, everybody, thank you so, so much. Smash a like on the way out so this gets shared and all of that as well. Someone said don't party too hard. I'm not partying much at the moment. Big up everybody. See you in my next stream tomorrow. Should be back tomorrow. And let's hope we beat City, yeah? And win the Champions League and get the Glazers out and a load of things. Bye.